of the hour, the man of the year, the man of the century.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Girl Group Studios. I'm your host, Kwani, and I'm amped to kick off this week with you live and direct from New York City. You know what time it is. It is what it is. It's time for your dose of all things music, pop culture, and everything in between. We'll be covering the latest music news, sharing my current playlist favorites, and diving deep into the Coachella craziness that happened last week, all while taking a trip down memory lane. You know, this episode is going to be amazing, so stay tuned. All right. So before we jump into the music news, can I tell you a quick story about my own Coachella experience? I had a good time. I had a really, really good time. I had a good time. It was 2018. The headliners were Beyonce, The Weeknd, and Eminem. It was my first time going to Coachella. I was living in LA at the time, and a bunch of us went. So, enough said, right? I remember the energy was unreal. It felt like Disneyland for adults. I was very sober at the time as well. The fashion was insane. The music, legendary. I mean, I remember seeing so many incredible artists that year, and it definitely solidified my love for live music. I saw Haim on the big stage. I remember crowd surfing during Haim's set. I was like literally just sitting on the ground talking to this young lady, and we were just kicking it because you're standing there for hours. And after Haim, Beyonce comes on, so you want a good spot for B. So you're hanging out there hours ahead of time, and I'm sitting on the ground, and Haim is just killing it. And I just remember getting picked up and like floating. And then my friends were like, bring him down. Good times. Who else? Chloe and Halle, The Weeknd, SZA, Miguel, Migos, the Dulab, the Heineken Beer Garden, the pizza. Plus, just navigating the whole experience was something in itself. I had my Vans on, so I was good the entire time. All right, enough reminiscing for me. Let's get into the music news. There's been a ton happening. Did you hear that Taylor Swift's director for her Eras tour and Warner Brothers wants to remake The Bodyguard? And I have some thoughts about this because I love The Bodyguard. It actually came out in 1992, and I believe it's one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time. And I just believe it's a film that shouldn't be touched. I don't know if you really, it's just a touchy thing. You have a song as iconic as I Will Always Love You. It would be so hard to recapitulate an entire film like that. I think it should be left alone, but Warner Brothers is going to do what they do. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Jennifer Lopez is going on tour, and she's also hosting the American Music Awards for the second time on May 20th. I don't know if I'll be there for that, but I would love to check it out. I would love to see what J-Lo got going on. I feel like J-Lo, when she shows up, it would be so cool if she just does her like a little bit of her hits. Like, I'm Real, All I Have. Like, give us what we want. I'm Glad. Stuff like that. If You Had My Love. It's my favorite karaoke song, If You Have My Love. Did you hear that the Beatles, they're doing a 3-part movie on the Beatles, and they basically got the hottest white guys in the industry to be a part of this film. And it's going to be, like I said, a 3-part film, but also Michael Jackson, the movie, is coming out, and they're trying to make that a 2-part film as well. And apparently there's a lot of partners and entities that have to come to that decision for the film to be made in that sequence. So can't wait to see it. Long is in it. Coleman Domingo is playing Joe Jackson. That's gonna be hot. Keith Urban is producing a singing competition on CBS for all you country singers out there. I love me some Chris Stapleton. He's looking for an opening act. So if you got what it takes, go to CBS. Check it out. He's looking for an opener. Next, the VMAs will be on MTV and CBS, airing on September 7th in Hempstead, New York. The VMAs is not what it used to be. I love the VMAs. I still dream about, in some capacity, being there, whether it's presenting, performing, producing. I don't know. Like, I just love the history of the MTV Video Music Awards, but it's changed in many years. But we'll see what they do. All right, Coachella, week 1 was absolutely interesting, and week 2 is kicking off this Friday, so let's dive into the highlights of the weekend. I saw on Friday on the stream Tyla, who did it. She was dope. The mic was on. She was bringing her energy. The more I watch Tyler, the more I can see her South African influence, and it just comes out even more. And I think she's really true to it. Like, yeah, she could be a glamour girl, but then when I see her just with like a really short pixie cut and she's just like dancing on stage, I see where she comes from. Benson Boone, killer, looking like Freddie Mercury. He's a star, man. Magnetic. Austin Mills, I discovered that artist. It was a solid start to the weekend, setting the stage with some amazing performances. Then there was Raven Lene. Her set was beautiful. She really hit different heights with that one. And the crowd was fully engaged. It was vibing hard to her music. And I got to say, I was particularly moved when she sang One Wish, that song about her father. And she explained that really, really well. Next up, Joe, spelled DJO. I was honestly surprised. Joe is an actor and transitioning into music. He starred on Stranger Things, and I really enjoyed the set. Really did. It was good. I would definitely see him live with a beer in my hand though. And I stayed for a good while, just soaking it all in. Next up, Lisa. This was an interesting one. I saw a little bit of her set, but the internet was buzzing. The comment sections were calling her out, accusing her of lip singing. But regardless, the crowd seemed to be loving it from what I saw. And from what I heard too. Then we have Four Bats, the artist who he had a breakthrough moment with that single. I can't even sing it right now, but it was a slightly awkward performance because the mic went out midway and it was just a long, uncomfortable pause. And he came out and apologized and things went well. Okay, now the highlights. On Sunday, Megan Thee Stallion hit the stage performing with Ciara, doing a mashup of Rocksteady and Goodies. That was sick. Plus, Queen Latifah made a surprise appearance, and Victoria Monet. Megan looked good. Megan looked good with the True Religion set. And weekend one was full of surprises. Check this out. Missy Elliott. I know it was a lot of artists there, but Missy Elliott truly was my favorite set. Truly. She was truly my favorite performance of the entire festival. The visuals, the production, everything was perfect. Her music appeals to everyone. I was like, this is timeless. The wardrobe was on point, the transitions were seamless, everything was chef's kiss. I miss Post Malone. I couldn't connect with Lady Gaga's set, but I was really interested in hearing rah 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 that old man rah rah rah. T-Pain gets a 10 out of 10 for me, and I literally just saw a video of him just like spinning, twirling on the stage. He ran through all the hits, all of them. He talked about how it took him 20 years to get on that stage, and then he broke out singing Don't Stop Believing by Journey. The whole crowd singing, chanting, T-Pain, T-Pain, T-Pain. It was a moment. It was cool. I caught a little bit of Green Day, literally like the end of American Idiot. And I was like, that's all I needed to see. That's all I need to see. I think it's so great that Coachella is allowing, like, their live stream is so efficient that I think it's great that we are able to see it. I think it's slightly up there with just actually being there. I feel like I am there, minus the walking around and the beer garden and etc. But I feel like I'm practically there. Travis Scott did a great job too. I watched the beginning of his set, just looking like an action figure. He looked super cool. Like, I don't know, it was just like very cinematic. That was cool. Yeah. So some amazing performances, a few technical hiccups, and a whole lot of good music. So until next week and until next time, keep the Girl Group Studios flag hanging high. But I have some predictions for next week. Like, I think it would be really dope if Tyler brought out Sean Paul for a surprise performance of the remix of Push to Start. Pushing on my buttons with no hesitation. Guess me up, give me motivation. Like, I need to see that. And T-Pain. I think T-Pain would be great to bring out some of his collaborators. All right, it's time to share what I've been listening to. This week, I'm loving the Girl Group Studios playlist, and you should be too. So I'm listening to Alex. He has a project out called Justified. It's just really good R&B, vocals, productions, 10 out of 10. I was in a cafe and I heard this song and I was like, this has to go on the playlist. This is a Gone Girl. I was like, gotta check this out. Janet Jackson, who's trending right now with her song Someone to Call My Lover. This has always been a bop to me, always. And we got Joey Valance and Brea with the song called Okay. It literally goes just like that. So check that out. I haven't been able to stop listening to it. And you can find the Girl Group Studios playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. So head over there, give it a listen, and let me know what you think. Also, share your own favorite songs in the comments. Let me know what you listening to. I want to know. And now for our rewind segment where we dissect and analyze an iconic album. And this week, We're diving into Kanye West's Late Registration. To provide a bit of context about Late Registration, it dropped in 2005 and it was a huge deal. It was Kanye's second studio album following a massive success from his debut, The College Dropout. This album showed a different side of Kanye, a more sophisticated and experimental side of him, and it had notable hits including Gold Digger, Heard 'Em Say, and Touch the Sky. So what was going on in 2005? Well, I was in middle school, discovering my own musical taste and figuring out who I was in the world, and Kanye was influential even then at the time. And Late Registration featured some incredible vocals, most notably Jamie Foxx on Gold Digger, and also there were some background vocals on that album adding depth and richness that I can't really signify and pinpoint who it was, but I just remember a lot of vocals on that album. Also on that album, bringing a soulful energy, Brandy on Bring Me Down. It was just it was great to hear them collaborate after Kanye worked on Brandy's single Talk About Our Love. And that was cool. It was not just Kanye is still not just one thing. He's multifaceted, and even then, he was known as a producer as well. So Late Registration means a lot to me. And when it came out, it was ambitious and it pushed the boundaries. And I remember listening to it on repeat, trying to dissect every layer of the production. And one track that stands out is Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I love that song. It's basically a powerful commentary on conflict, diamonds, and the human cost of luxury. And so that message still resonates today. And overall, I think Late Registration is a classic album and continues to influence music and culture. Kanye's creativity to me and his willingness to experiment made it really a truly unforgettable project. Fun fact, did you know that Jesus Walks from Kanye's first album almost went to Common? You can Google it. Fact check me. All right, and that's a wrap for this week's episode of Girl Group Studios. We covered a lot today, from Coachella craziness to diving deep into Kanye's Late Registration. And don't forget to check out the Girl Group Studios playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. And give us a follow on all social medias. Tell me, what are your Coachella predictions for week 2? And what did you think of the Kanye deep dive? Let us know in the comments. Plus, follow us on social media at Girl Group Studios. Peace, y'all.